Hey, Father Taylor here. It's kind of a windy, but at least it's clear and not raining Thursday with your weekly eBlast. Okay, a lot of things to talk about, so I'm going to try to go slow and to put them in order. So first of all, you know that Saturday coming up, we have lunch in the park. That is at 2 o'clock. There are folks making lunches. If this is all new to you, you're like, I've always wanted to get involved with lunch in the park. Maybe just making lunches, maybe making donations to make lunches. Right now, the quickest way to get that going is to text or call Bill Pascucci. And if you don't know how to get a hold of him through the directory, then just contact me and I will put you in touch with who you need to talk to. We always need volunteers. We always need contributions. And especially if you want to go downtown, which is really, it's about 22 minutes to get there. And then we go out and we get to connect with these folks, really, become friends, see people week to week, encouraging, hear their stories, talk to them. That happens at 2 o'clock. But this week, if you do it, remember, like me, you got to be able to do that and then jump in the car and get right back. Because also, Saturday at 4 o'clock is the first round, pull it out here, of Christmas in Story and Song, otherwise known as Lessons and Carols. That is this Saturday, the 14th, right there, 4 o'clock, Saturday at 4 o'clock. It's going to be a great time. You really begin Christmas and kind of connect with Christmas. So that's Saturday at 4 o'clock. Lunch in the park early, and then a little bit later, 4 o'clock. Um, we have our time for lessons and carols, Christmas in story and song. I've told you week after week, we're trying to pack this place out, which means parking is at a premium. So remember, you'd like to have new people, guests, or people who have walking difficulties to be able to park closest. So if you want to park up top here on Maple Street, where I am, we no longer can use the parking lot next door, but you can use street parking. We have what we call the back acres, that far parking lot. You can jam over in there, but be thinking about who else needs to use the parking. But I certainly hope that we have a big problem that we didn't have enough spaces because there were so many people who came on Saturday at 4 o'clock. It's the whole sweep. Christmas didn't come up like as God's last minute design or an additional thing. From the very beginning of time when God made all things good, and then when we fell away, God has had a plan to restore all things. And we have come up to the moment in the plan where we see that Jesus, born in Bethlehem, the plan that nobody figured on, that now God is actually enacting this plan in this whole new way. So, anyway, that's what we're celebrating. That's Saturday at 4 o'clock. The next day, we have our two Sunday services at 8 and 9:15. Immediately following the 9:15, well, we had a great time last week. We have Breakfast Alpha, and Amanda has called it Becoming Christmas. It's a way of how do we take this message with joy and wonder and love. We know the message of Christmas and how it feels, but how do we take the real message of Christmas, Jesus come to us, and internalize it so that we are so filled with good news that we get to live that, not just in December, but year round. And that's what we're working on. So last week, I got some really great feedback of what happened. So we have a whole new practice that we'll be looking at, and that's following the 9:15 service on Sunday. And then at 4 o'clock, the Sunday show, last chance to get up there, Christmas in Story and Song, Lessons and Carols, #2. And so that will be there on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Once we get past that, we get into next week that on Wednesday, December 18th, this is the service we have every year, which is really like Christmas, for whom people a Christmas service is too much at this time of year. And you guys know what I mean. People who have lost loved ones, sometimes just the memory of Christmas and the whole thing and all the regular stuff. We just take a very softer version of hearing the good news Interesting enough, that's how Jesus actually brought it, to blessed are those who are poor, blessed are those who mourn, blessed are the meek. Jesus had a way of like not being overbearing about the message. And so we offer this every year. That will be Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the church, a service of hope and healing. And then we're on to the next week, but I'm not going to get into the next week. I just want you to think about come and help for Luncheon Park. Meet me down at the park. If you really want to do like a mitzvah, come down to the park and then tell me, okay, you got to go. You got to get back and get changed for lessons and carols. You could do us a favor to me. Come on down. So after that, then we have Sunday services at 8 and 9:15, and Wednesday, and then we have at 4 o'clock on Saturday and 4 o'clock on Sunday. The service used to be called Lessons and Carols that we're calling Christmas and Story and Song. I also want to add that on Wednesday at 11 in the morning, there will be a burial service to celebrate and honor the life of Paul and Nancy Butaro. So that will be Wednesday at 11 o'clock with a short reception following. So if you'd like to come in and to see the family, particularly Laurie, come on in, and that will be Wednesday morning at 11. Last thing, I almost forgot. Tomorrow, Friday, over at 11 o'clock at McLean in the Carling Chapel, we get to do our service for the folks over at McLean. We had people from Independent Living come in from Goodrich last time. We had about 28 people altogether, so it was great. So come on over and to the Carling Chapel at McLean tomorrow, Friday at 11, and help us with the service. Okay, it's going to be great. We have Polly on harp. Sharon's got Christmas and Advent songs. John Nagy's bringing a sermon. I mean, it's a great thing. You'll really love it. It's only about 45 minutes, but that's tomorrow over at McLean. So God bless you guys. I look forward to seeing you this weekend.